What's up, guys? We're going to be talking about long exposure photography, equipment you should have, settings you should use, and ways you can edit. As you know, it's summertime, and that means all the festivities are popping off right now, and that includes carnivals. Carnivals, as you know, have lots of lights and moving parts, which makes for great long exposure photography. The fam and I went out and enjoyed the carnival all day, fun in the sun. It was hot, and then when the lights went down, I went home, got my equipment, came back, set up shop, and started getting to work. So right now we're going to upload these images to the computer. We're going to take a look through them. We're going to pick out the best ones, and we're going to start editing. Along the way, we'll talk about the equipment and settings that I used, and hopefully get you inspired to get out there and start capturing your own long exposure photography. All right, so I wanted to talk about equipment. First thing that you need to do long exposure photography is a tripod. I wouldn't go cheap with a tripod, but you don't have to break the bank, but you definitely want to invest in a decent tripod. I myself just finally made a big purchase on a tripod, and I got the Manfrotto One Hybrid with the fluid head combo. And I took it out and I used it on the 4th of July parade, but this little adventure last night, I was walking around with it, setting it up, breaking it down, using it a little bit more. It has a 90-degree plate built into it, so all you have to do is push a button, boom, flips up 90 degrees perfectly, and you got vertical shots. When you push a button, drops back down. And also it has a lever, so get your tripod down in place. You don't have to adjust the legs to get it level. You can flip the switch and move the fluid head into a position where it is level, and then flip it back down. Yeah, so tripod for sure, tripod. And then cameras, you don't have to have a fancy camera for long exposure, you just gotta have the right settings. And as you can see here, this shot was at 1 second. Keep your ISO as low as possible. Keeps all the grain out. See, these blacks are nice pure blacks, there's no noise. And then to keep the brightness down, I set the aperture to 13. So you really want to narrow it down so that way less light comes in while the sensor is exposed longer. So you can play around with keep the ISO at 100, then you can play around with the shutter speeds and aperture. So if you have to go longer, you can raise this aperture up into the 20s, keeps it darker. And then if you go shorter shutter speed, down to the 1 seconds or less, then you'll bring this aperture back down. You'll open it up and let more light in. So long exposure photography is pretty basic. You just need to make sure your camera doesn't move. And that's what a good tripod is for. And then yeah, once you have the grasp of that, it's pretty simple. You just get the composition that you like, which is, you know, the framework of how you want the image to look, and you just go have some fun. With that all being said, we're gonna start getting into the editing process. I kind of like these looks here. I wish I had this color with this composition, but what can you do? I might actually want to start with this one because this one's just so cool. First things first, the S curve is always a must. Bring the darks down, see that? That makes it look better already. Just kind of eliminates some of that extra light that's spilling into the image. See, kind of this little streak here goes away, this light in here goes away. So that's real nice. And then you bring up your highlights, so the lights are brighter. And then I always like to add this little faded effect here, but I don't know if maybe just a tiny bit, maybe like 3 here. Just the S curve adjustment. This is the original shot. We eliminated some of this extra light here. The streak, gone, looks good. Darks are nice and dark. There's even more vibrancy in the colors too. Color temperature. Kind of warmer or cooler lighting, but I think I liked it the way it was at. Contrast. Ooh, yeah, we drop those highlights. It brings a little more color into those streaks. I like that. We're gonna keep that at -80. Shadows, we'll keep that where it's at. Whites, Kind of washes out the vibrancy a little bit. Keep that where it's at. Blacks. We'll give those blacks a deeper black there. Yeah, that looks good. Essentially 0 background distractions and all color streaks here. This one's really cool. I think this is probably my favorite shot. Texture doesn't really, maybe we'll lower it a little bit, kind of smooths out the colors. Clarity, yeah, that brings some color in there too. We'll keep that at 10. What does vibrance do? Yeah, we like that, we like that. It doesn't look too crazy. Saturation, 50. Let's see here, before, after. Yeah, we took out a lot of those white, bright sections and filled it in with color. I like that a lot. Calibration, we don't really need to mess with the looks of the colors. We already added some good vibrance and saturation, so I don't think we really need to do much here. That's kind of cool. Add a little more, deeper blues. We had the reds were red, and this kind of helps with the blues a little bit too. Yeah, I think it's a simple edit. Before, after. I like that. I like that. So yeah, I don't think we really need to go too much more into editing. I'm gonna kind of do that on my own, but I just wanted to create this clip for you guys and hopefully inspire you to get out there and capture your own long exposure shots and have some fun with it, because photography is fun. And bringing it home, uploading it to the computer, seeing what you got, and just giving it a little bit of life with some edits, and then sharing it to the public. It's a fun time. It's rewarding, and it's just fun. All right, I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And on that note, I am out of here.